Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Yilin, and I'm currently working as a sustainability and impact officer at Chandler Macleod. And I'm absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to share my personal stories and also the insight with you today about what it's like to work and build a career here in Hong Kong. Because I know recently there are a lot of people from mainland or other countries wanting to come to Hong Kong to search for a job. But when you first move to a new city, or even when you are just contemplating a major career move, it's completely normal to feel a mix of intense excitement and also quiet anxiety. And you may wonder if you will fit in or if your skills will translate and how you will navigate a completely new corporate landscape. So today I want to pull back the curtain on the Hong Kong workplace, and I'm going to share my personal story, the smooth parts and also the bumpy parts, and also some unexpected lessons. So specifically, we will look at what potential challenges you may face, what traits actually allow professionals to thrive here, and finally, how you can discover your own unique competitive edge in this market. So whether you are already working here or trying to find your footing, or you are looking to make Hong Kong your next career destination, my goal today is to give you a practical, actionable roadmap to transform from a passive observer into a confident and proactive contributor. But here's a question that I want to ask everyone. So before you landed in Hong Kong, or when you think about Hong Kong, what are the first few words that pop into your head? Actually, I've heard a lot of words, common words, or some maybe the stereotypes of Hong Kong. For example, as you can see in the slide, most people may think Hong Kong is a very fast-paced city, because in Hong Kong, maybe the elevator even faster than the elevator in the other countries. And Hong Kong is also a cultural hub. It's a mix of both Eastern and Western culture, and both of them are very true, right? And also some comments is very normal. They were saying Hong Kong is a very high pressure city because of its fast pace. But some, on the other hand, people may also think, oh, the reason why I want to move to Hong Kong is because it has work-life balance. I can achieve work-life balance here, and it also provides some attractive perks. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't say that there are right or wrong answer, but after living and working here for 2 full years, I've realized that this place is not exactly what I expected before. The reality is far more nuanced. And yes, the fast pace and also high efficiency are true, but there are also other sides, like the warmth of the professional community once you break the ice, and also the structured boundaries that actually exist to keep the system running efficiently. So in the next slide, I think before I dive deeper into the strategies for navigating this environment, I think it's important to share a bit of my own backgrounds. And actually, I can include my life in this. I can summarize my life into these 3 chapters, because these 3 chapters actually shaped who I am and also shaped my view today. So first of all, I was born and raised in mainland China. My roots is there. And actually, you can see the first picture on the upper left corner. This is our classroom in China. You can see under this environment, we have to develop a very resilient mindset to deal with high pressure, the high pressure. Otherwise, deal with those homework. And you can see there's like a pile of books on the desks. Is very so it actually it pursues um, scale and also speed. And then after that, I went to USA to pursue my bachelor degree. Actually, this environment exposed me to a completely different academic and also social ecosystem. It's a society or a place that value outspoken individuality, direct debate, and a very highly global perspective. So under this environment, I developed my critical thinking, my openness to diversity, and also independent problem solving skills. And then when it came to pursue my master degree, I found myself at a crossroad. I realized that I love the international and strategic mindset of the West, but I also deeply miss the cultural resonance, the speed. And also, I want to be in a place where there are lots of opportunities. And that's why I choose Hong Kong as a place to develop my future career. So here's a little about me. Actually, you may think that, oh, that sounds good because you finally choose a place where you like, and Hong Kong sounds a very perfect choice for you. But I want to be entirely honest with you. Actually, my journey is not as smooth as you think because after I graduated from my master, I entered the workforce, and here are two challenges that bothered me a lot. First is I'm new to the workplace because as a fresh grad, I always feel like feel very intimidated. For example, I'm not sure if I need to reach out to my colleagues more actively because I don't know how to interact with them, or if I'm going to say something wrong or do something wrong. There's a lot of things going on in my mind, and I always found myself hesitating to speak up in the meetings, or terrified or afraid that I may ask a very stupid question. So by that time, as a person who just graduated, who just entered the workforce, I would say I was a very passive observer. I was just looking around my surroundings and waiting for permission to contribute. And my second roadblock is actually, I think it's actually very common for most people, which is the language and cultural differences. Even though I can speak Mandarin and English fluently, not speaking Cantonese made me feel like an outsider. I would sit in the office and hear colleagues chatting or joking in Cantonese, but then a wave of isolation would hit. So I just, started to overthinking everything. Um, for example, am I crossing unseen boundaries? Do I actually belong here? Or, are they judging my work style? Like there's a lot of like drama that going on in my mind. But I think over time, I had a crucial realization is that this feeling is actually not unique to Hong Kong. I think for most people, no matter what city you move, whether it's New York, London, Tokyo, or even a city in your own countries, um, I feel like adapting to a new workplace actually takes time. So it's a very universal human experience, and you don't need to overthink this situation too much. You just need to have this mindset that I to detach from this feeling. you know that you may not be able to adapt so quickly, but you need to figure out a way to really fit in and to really contribute to your workplace. So the turning point for me occurred when I stopped waiting for the environment to become easier and instead decided to change my mindset. Because I realized that while I couldn't change the city's pace or instantly master a new language overnight, there were some small and also practical everyday actions that I could take to proactively build my own psychological safety. And here's how I also want to share with you guys about how to adapt Hong Kong workplace faster. So based on my 2 years in Hong Kong, I've distilled them into 3 core pillars for adapting to Hong Kong workplace. The first one is prioritize action over perfection. Actually, in Hong Kong, speed and efficiency are everything. Many professionals coming from highly academic backgrounds fall into the trap of perfectionism. So they want to hold on to a product until it is 100% flawless before showing it to their manager, which is very common and understandable. But in a fast-moving market, that delay may create an information vacuum, which breeds anxiety for both you and your boss. But I think the key here is to shift your mindset a little bit. Instead of making everything perfect, you need to be more proactive instead of being perfect. You need to show up with a good enough first draft or a rough framework early on. The point here I want to illustrate is that you need to show your willingness to try, to iterate, and to take immediate feedback. The key is to showing continuous progress, and that will build corporate trust faster than delivering a late and perfect product. So action and proactiveness is very important in this case. And then the second key point is set the boundaries. This is also one of the biggest surprises that I've encountered because in my stereotype, I know Hong Kong is a very high-pressured city. People may assume that work never stops, but actually in reality, Hong Kong professionals respect efficiency because everyone works so hard during the day and there's a mutual unspoken respect for personal time. So if you are off work or on leave, your team will generally not text you or call you about routine tasks unless it's a genuine crisis. But you have to handle your work well before you go on leave. But for the most of the time, your colleagues will try their best not to reach out to you and respect your personal time when you are off. And the expectation is that you manage your time so tightly during regular hours that you don't need to bleed into your personal life. So that's why I said efficiency is very important. And you also need to learn to own your time by executing flawlessly during the day, which gives you the right to unplug guilt-free. And the third key point is build relationship with colleagues. I know for some individuals, maybe some introverts, this might sound very scary, right? Because you entered a new working environment and you feel a little bit hesitant to reach out to your colleagues, and you may feel that, oh, my colleagues may look like a little bit distant to me because we are not speaking the same language. However, what I want to say is you have to step out your comfort zone and reach out actively. Go to the team lunches, show up to the pantries for small talk, Actually, I also have the same concern at the beginning. I I'm not sure like which language should I use when I reach out to them. I feel like speaking English is a little bit like feeling a little bit distant with them, but I don't know how to speak Cantonese. However, actually, Hong Kong people are more friendly than you think. At least in our company, our team members are very supportive and they also care about you. Um, they also care about your feelings. Sometimes they will ask you out for lunch. And I think these small occasions is a very good opportunity to build a relationship with your colleagues. And when you can actively reach out to your colleagues, they are actually seeing you are making an effort to connect. And when you get familiar with each other, the entire working atmosphere or the office vibe shifts. So you will not feel so intimidating anymore. And communication will become smoother, and those invisible walls will be broken down, and your workplace transforms from an intimidating arena into a safe playground where you feel supported to learn, to make mistakes, and to grow. And the next part is another question that I always got from a lot of candidates when I participated in some career fairs on behalf of our company. So they always ask, especially people from mainland, they they say, "Oh, I can't speak Cantonese, but I'm actively learning it. I can listen a little bit, but I really don't know how to speak. Can I really build a successful career in Hong Kong?" Well, the short and definitive answer is yes, absolutely. It's not a mandatory skill to learn Cantonese. However, it can definitely increase your competitiveness and adapt better if you're looking for a job. Actually, in terms of language, even though people in most Hong Kong offices will chat casually in Cantonese when they go to tea time or lunchtime, the official working environment is very English based. So English is the language of business and career leverage because Hong Kong is a global financial center. If you want to get promoted and or get that high paying roles, especially if you want to apply for a job in finance, consulting, laws, or big tech, then I would say English is very important because you need to be able to communicate seamlessly and clearly with the global teams, the regional stakeholders, and also the international clients. If your English is strong and your professional competence is high, then your career ceiling is also very high. So not knowing Cantonese will actually not stop you from getting promoted or earning a top tier salary. However, if you want to fit in very well, you want to live comfortably here, then Cantonese is very important because it's the language of life and local integration. And actually, for me, for my personal journey, before I joined the company, I couldn't speak Cantonese as well, even though I have some basic knowledge of Cantonese. But by that time, I didn't dare to speak it out loud. However, after I conquered that barrier, I feel like when I start to speak Cantonese and when my Cantonese was improved, actually it brings me some massive benefits as listed on the right of the slide. So first of all, it improves my confidence because when I can speak Cantonese, I always went to a lot of events and I can share my personal stories, my views, and more importantly, language is a tool to connect with people. So I can confidently communicate and connect with people um, and build a very good relationship with them. And it also increases my exposure. So when you understand the local tongue, you can comfortably attend a variety of industry events and some local networking events or the community gatherings. And all of these occasions can broaden your horizons and also increase your exposure in the workplace, let more people know about you. And thirdly, it will opens up unique opportunities. For example, it allowed me to step up as a speaker at Cantonese sharing panels. And after connecting with different people, you have more opportunities to collaborate with them. So it brings you more working opportunities with other professionals. And the next part is who thrives here in Hong Kong. I want to talk about a very realistic thing, which is Hong Kong. Even though Hong Kong is a very phenomenal city, it's not for everyone. So before you decide to make a long-term commitment to this market, you need to be honestly assess your own traits and mindset. So through my observation, the people who thrive here, the ones who can grow and rise quickly and love the journey, consistently share three core characteristics. First, they are culturally adaptable. They are very open-minded, and they can notice the subtle nuances of local workplace ethic, um, and they can respect local communication habits. They actively look for ways to act as a bridge between global strategies and local execution. So, in brief, they want to open up themselves and connect with people to communicate smoothly with the team from any background. And secondly, those people are also very goal oriented. Actually, Hong Kong is a very results driven market. It cares about the output. So people who can thrive here are highly self-motivated individuals who focus on getting the job done. They take absolute ownership of their targets and they don't need a manager watching over their shoulder to drive a project across the finish line. And third, they are naturally comfortable being fast-paced. They possess a high level of energy and also pursue efficiency. If you have a good time management, you feel comfortable working in a very busy and constantly changing environment, then I would say Hong Kong is a very suitable place for you. However, if you enjoy stability, and prefer highly predictable routines, then Hong Kong may feel a little bit overwhelming to you. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just because everyone is different. It just depends on your personality and whether you want to make some changes in your career and your life. But anyway, if you are energized by speed, impact, and independence, then I would say this city is an absolute um, perfect place for you to grow. And also, if you're listening to this and thinking, oh, this sounds like an ecosystem that I want to explore, but you don't know where to start looking for opportunities, I highly recommend to check out the Hong Kong Talent Engage Global Online Career Fair. It's an official and also highly structured platform where you can directly browse various job openings in Hong Kong and also engage in some live and real-time chats with Hong Kong employers who are actively looking for some international and cross-cultural talent to join their teams. Okay, and the last part would be how to find your competitive edge in Hong Kong. I know many candidates, those who have excellent academic credentials or previous experience, usually make a fundamental mistake when interviewing or pitching themselves to Hong Kong employers. They can elaborate their past experiences very well, their degrees, and what they think makes them special. But they forgot to mention that why this experience matters. I mean, strengths is only valuable if it solves a problem. But to unlock your competitive edge, you must add a second box, which is what the market and the company needs. Just as the formula that I provided in this slides, that requires deep homework to do some research. You need to spend some time researching the Hong Kong job market and also look at the company that you want to join and identify their top one priorities or their biggest regional pain point right now. Are they a local brand trying to expand globally, or are they a Western multinational struggling to connect with local consumers? Once you identify that exact need, you can combine it with your unique background to create your edge. Um, but here, I also want to remind everyone that when you are looking for a job, also don't forget to look at the company culture, because in Hong Kong, um, every company has different culture. You need to know which culture suits you the best. And I will take myself as an example. So in our company, um, our team culture is very open-minded, very supportive and transparent. So the leaders, they don't dictate. They listen to employees' needs. And if you have any new ideas, they are willing to let me try, even though I was a rookie by that time, and even though I couldn't complete it perfectly, at least I can learn some lessons after I try. And in the past 2 years, I've tried, doing social media, event management, also sustainability, public speaking, etc. And through the whole process, I gradually realized my strengths. And I really appreciate a working culture where it values staff's employees' growth and offers some really good learning opportunities. So anyway, if you're looking for a job, also need remember that list some priorities of yourself first, and because it's always like a two-way street. The companies are assessing you, but you are also thinking that what company culture that can make you thrive. So be the bridge, not just a passenger. Okay, and honestly, thriving in Hong Kong's fast-paced workplace is not about changing who you are or melting away your identity, but I think it's about establishing your psychological safety through some small daily actions, and also try your best to understand the local rhythm and use the formula that I just provided to turn your unique outsider perspective into your ultimate professional assets. Because by doing so, you position yourself not as someone trying to blend in and copy the local team, but as the missing piece of the puzzle. So that's the end of today's sharing, and I hope my sharing would be helpful for your career journey in Hong Kong. And thank you so much for your time today. I would love to open up the floor to any questions, stories, or reflections that you may have. And yeah, just wish everyone a smooth journey in Hong Kong. Thank you. I will see you in the future.